racist.
Let's go. Yeah, you can go live.
You're
We can
live.
talk. We can talk
Yeah,
about the racism live too,
All
because
right.
I'm not afraid to talk about it. I'll talk about it anywhere, anytime. I understand it.
I mean, I think it's a pretty fair argument. That's a great conversation.
Well, of course it is because it's in your favor. You guys, you get to put your supremacy on display.
Not like
Yeah, you got white supremacy.
we
You
should
got
all
some
be
you got some supremacy on you.
we
You
should be
you
sending home criminals.
listen. We're not safe from you. You guys are criminal. Look how criminal you are. Look how criminal this country has been. Look how criminal this government has been. You've been a criminal to me. If you're gonna talk about
Everybody,
being
like,
safe from criminality, then save me from your criminality, from the criminality that you've imposed on me.
what can I do?
Acknowledge it and help me get my motherfucking debt paid and get up off my motherfucking back. Quit um putting supremacy above humanity. Do that. Quit putting supremacy in front of humanity. Be a better human being. Do that towards human beings that don't look like you, that don't have the same privilege that you have. Call it out when you see your community do it. Hold them accountable.
Wait, one of my best friends is a black man.
That's some racist bullshit right there.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, one of my that's some bullshit. So why can't race is only a construct because you make it that, not because of me.
So I'm
Because
biased
of
and
you.
everybody else is biased. Or is it just me?
No,
By nature.
it's you are your culture is because that's the construct
the
that
American
you
culture.
created to control everything under. That's why the darker the black man, the more dangerous he is. Not his size, not not what he's done, his color. The darker he is, the more dangerous he is.
You asked me about the San Salvadorian being
And because it's the same kind of racism, because he's from another country, said ship him back to his country. Ship you back to your country. What if we said? What if we said? What if we shipped all the white people back to their country of origin? See, because I would be here. There's no way I won't be here because I'm here before America's here. I'm here 1619. So what if we started shipping all the white people back to their country, their country of origin?
But he's shipping black people away.
But you can't, because you can. How can you ship me away? This is my shit. But I can ship you. But you're shipping other colored people away. You're shipping brown people away.
Broke the law by
ship your same ass away same way you shipping them away. You're shipping them to their country. Go back to your country of origin.
Go to Ireland. No,
go back. What if we didn't go back? That's all I'm saying.
It's like, would I marry myself? I don't know. Would Ireland take me back? I don't know.
It don't matter whether they would or not. Your ass got to go. Because that's what you guys are saying. You don't care if a guy's gonna go to another country and be murdered. You don't care. Ship him back.
Is he going to get murdered?
We don't know.
Now you're saying he's going to get murdered.
We don't know. We don't know. That evidently something is going to happen to him.
Get murdered.
Yeah. So when he does, then what are you gonna say?
Just like free will, conscience. I mean, I
don't even see how you even have one. I can't even see. But I like when we had these discussions because it tells me better who you are and what you think.
I feel confident in what I'm saying.
I know you do because you're a racist white man. Your racism and your bigotry is in front of you. Yeah, you do. You feel confident because you don't because it has no consequence to you. It's of no consequence to you. You don't care about your fellow man. That you worry about you and what you want.
Assumption.
Yeah. No, it's fact. No, I'm listening to it. I'm concerned about humanity.
Me too. We suck.
We have just under 4 minutes.
The J. King Show.
Mm-hmm.
The J. King Show. 1580 KBLA. J. King Show. The J. King Show. The J. The J. King Show. The J. King Show. 1580 KBLA. J. King Show. The J. King Show.
Well, how many minutes? Well, we got two.
Just under 3, yes.
2 minutes.
I'm disappointed in you, Mike. Man, I'm not mad. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. Um, because I expect better from you. I expect more humanity from you. I do. I know you better than that. You have to know the
Yes.
responsibility. Hey, Janet Marie. Hey, Emac. Hey, Nathaniel. You have to know the responsibility that you have as a white male in this country and the power that you have and how important your words are and your position is to people of color, especially black and brown people. That you and what you say and and how you respond to different things is going to have a profound effect on what happens to us. And if you don't see the alarm and the fear in the eyes of black and brown people, then that's a shame on you because you know better. And when you know better, you got to do better and you got to be better. I expect you to be better. That's all. I know how kind you are. I've been with you in your presence when nobody's around. That you sent. I remember when you sent $2,000 to me because you felt like you didn't do you didn't do uh, the best you could do on when we were setting this up. You thought it took too long, and I sent you the money back because 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 you did exactly you went beyond the call of duty. You did more than the average person would, not because I was black or because you was white, but because of the kind of person you are. I expect that person to be on display at all times. The same way I expect it to be on display with me. And if we can't say, hey, we got to get better when it comes to our country and how we treat each other, then there's something inherently wrong. And we're gonna go to the shit in a handbasket. But we'll talk about it later. We'll do it on one of our other shows because I love you, Mike. You're my friend and my little brother. But every now and then I got to put my foot in your ass and tell you be better. Be better, Mike. Are you ready?
Yeah, you ready? Here we go.
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1.
The J.K. Show.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is, make it good for you. My name is Jay King. Welcome to the Jay King Show at KBLA Talk 1580. We got a good one for you today. You know, last week I talked about creating your. I'm sorry, Mike. Let me go from here. Last week we talked about building. No, let me see. What are we talking about? I'm sorry. What did we talk about last week? Last week we talked about how to survive as an independent music artist in 2025. Today we're going to talk about building your career one fan at a time. Because really, that's what we're doing now. That is the formula that can change your life if you recognize what it is that you're doing, what kind of business you're building, and why it's important to engage with the fan base, with the supporter, with the music lover that is connecting with you, whether it's over social media, through your website, over the radio, whether it's directly or indirectly through a third party. Building a fan base takes time. I was talking to somebody the other day about Marvin Gaye, and I said, I'm a real Marvin Gaye fan. I have everything Marvin Gaye ever recorded. And anytime any new music comes out on Marvin Gaye, I just buy it. I don't have to listen to it because I'm a real fan. There are a lot of people that call themselves fans, fans of music, fans of designer, fans of a writer. But are you a fan, or are they a fan of that artist, or are they a fan of that particular body of work? That's why we're talking about building a fan base, a true fan base, not people that like your music or like what you create, one or the other, but from start to finish. My name is Jay King. I'm the president and CEO of the California Black Chamber. I am the leader and creator of the group Club Nouveau, and I do a radio show on 97.5 FM KDEE in Sacramento, kdeefm.org. You can listen to us streaming. Great music show every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 3 to 5 p.m. And then I do a morning podcast called Kings in the Morning from 8 to 10 a.m. on jkingnetwork.com. Today, I'm on KBLA Talk 1580, and we're building a music career, one fan at a time. And what's incredible about today is music companies, whether they're publishing or recording companies, don't control the music industry anymore. You do. You control the music industry because you control the industry that you create. You control who is going to interface with you, how they interface with you, when they interface with you, where they interface with you, and to what degree they interface with you. It's all on you now. And that is the power of building a fan base. Before, record companies would have fan clubs, and either they would control a fan club or a manager would control a fan club. But the artist did not have control of the fan club, didn't even understand who was in the fan club and why they liked them, who or what they liked about them. Today, you're building your own personal fan club. And you don't have to start off with thousands or tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands or millions of people. You can start with one fan at a time. And what you'll find out is as you start to create your fan base, people that love your music, love your presentation, love your spirit, whatever it is that they love about you, that's what would link them into you. And what you'll find out as you start to build your base is that they have a certain similarity, whether it's age, sex, uh, financial status, whatever it is, they'll almost be the same. It'll be some things that are alike at every level. The connoisseur of music, the casual listener, the one who enjoys sex appeal, whatever it is, you'll be able to create a swatch of who's your fan, so you'll know who's going to like your music or who to promote your music to, because you've built the base of it. You've built the foundation. And once you build that foundation, when you want to scale your business, when you want to get your music to the next level, you have the basis to create a plan from. And I'm going to say this to you. If you really want to be in this business, then create a plan for your fan base. Really think out what it is that you're trying to do. Are you trying to make money, or are you trying to create a vibration of love through music? And then you have to decide if you want to be a hamburger or a steak. Hamburgers are good while they're hot. Steaks get better as they age. You have to decide what you want to be. And because this is a business, you have to understand that there are revenue streams. And then you have to identify those revenue streams and then start to figure out which ones you're going to access first and how you're going to create. So you start building your fan base. You create a plan around the first beginnings of it. And you have to look at this like a house. Then you start identifying revenue streams. How am I going to generate money? And then identify your audience. Who's in my audience? Who are they? Are they college students? Are they professionals? Are they male? Are they female? What can they afford to contribute to my cause as a creative person? And then you have to figure out how consistent you're going to be at this craft. How consistent are you going to be at interfacing with an audience? How diligent are you going to be with getting your message out there, your music out there, your image out there, your cause out there? And how disciplined are you going to be at doing it? because these are all the things that you're going to need to do and be in order to build a fan base, one fan at a time. Now, there are people on social media who have tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, even millions of followers. And one day I was talking to a musician who, a name musician, and he wanted me to manage him. He wanted me to work with him. And he said, Jay, I really want you to work with me. I have over 70,000 fans on Instagram. They love me. Every time I come on, they say things to me. And I said to him, I watched your post, and yeah, you have a lot of people that watch, but only a handful of people that leave comments. Did you use bots to grow your fan base? Did you use some type of AI, any kind of tool? And he said, no, I didn't. So he told me that he would love me to work with him. He thought that I would do great with him. And I said, tell you what, this is what I want you to do. You have 70,000 people. I want you to get 0.5% of your 70,000, 0.5% of them, to give you $100. If you do that, I'll help you. I'll work with you. If you don't do that, if you can't do that out of 70,000 people, then I know that you have used AI to create the foundation here. So two people gave him $100, his auntie and I think his cousin. You can't fool the game. You can make something look good, but you're going to know how real it is when you start to engage with it. If you have used a company to populate your social media pages, to populate your streaming communities, like what's the stream company called, Mike?
Are you talking about Pandora?
No, the other one.
Apple?
No, the other stream company, the real popular
Siri?
one. Huh?
Siri?
No,
Sirius
the
Radio?
streaming. Come on,
Spotify?
man. Spotify. Yeah. Thank you. If you use companies to populate and push your Spotify streams, it's not real. And it'll show up. So if you're going to build a fan base, one fan at a time, it has to be honest, genuine, true, and real. But let me say this to you. When you get to 100 hardcore fans that will be the patrons of your art, that are willing to give you $100 or more every time you release a single, and you release a single 4 times a year, you're on your way to building a real career and a real business in music. The magic number is 100. If you get to 100, you'll get to 250 so fast you won't be able to blink your eye. But the real number you want to get to is 1,000, because at 1,000, you can actually make a living doing music with 1,000 fans that engage with you on a quarterly, biannually, or annual basis. 1,000. But the first number we got to get to is 100. And before you can get to 100, 10. 10 100, 1,000, you're on your way. This show is about building a fan base, one fan at a time. If you take the time to do it, if you buy into the concept, if you open your mind up to the possibility, you will be surprised at how many opportunities are in front of you. I'm Jay King. You're tuned into the Jay King Show at KBLA Talk 1580. We're talking about building your fan base, one fan at a time. We will be right back.
There's too many.
Good, got it.
How was that, Mike?
All right, thanks, Jay. That was a little longer, but I let you go because you were on a roll. So you want to do 10 here? 10,
Yeah.
10 would be great.
10? 10? You said 10, Mike? Mike.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was talking with my mic off. Yes, 10 minutes, please.
Okay. You ready?
Radio, right? Radio 101. Turn on your mic. Oh, you're on. Thank you.
You're tuned into the Jay King. Oh, hold on, Mike. Let me say this. Hey, you guys. Let me say this to you. I will answer questions and interact with you in the breaks and at the end, but I can't do it while I'm broadcasting because Mike is editing the show. Like when we did the Spotify thing, he's got to go through all that, find that stuff, cut it out, and put the show together. So I try not to do a lot of talking in between, so he doesn't have a lot of editing to do. So I will talk at the end and in the breaks. Okay, you ready, Mike?
Anytime, Jay. Thanks. You're on.
It's the Jay King Show at KBLA Talk 1580. My name is Jay King. Welcome to our show today. We are really speaking to the artists and the creative people that feel like they don't have a chance to succeed out here in this music business because of the expense of being in the music business. People don't realize how much money it costs an artist to record a project, mix a project, manufacture a project, build the image of the project. And that isn't what the real cost is. The real cost is in radio and advertising and marketing. And it's just through the roof. And that's why a lot of great artists, a lot of people that you may hear and say, man, why hasn't this guy broken through? Or why hasn't she had a big record? And they're better than these people. It's because of the machine that's behind them and just the nature of the business. But you can build a music career one fan at a time. You really can. But do you have the patience? Do you have the stick-to-itiveness to do it? Do you believe in it? Are you open to the possibility that it can happen? Because all those things are going to be important to the consistency, diligence, and discipline that you stack on top of that. You don't have the room to get frustrated. Getting frustrated isn't going to help you. It actually is going to do more harm than good. I remember when I did rumors and people laughed at me. People made fun of me when I did rumors, talked about me behind my back, talked about the production of the record, said that the singer was flat and sharp, the drums were too loud, the snare was too heavy. It sounded like it was made in a garage. These are things that people said. So people may not understand your vision, may not understand your music. You may be too cutting edge. You may be too far ahead of the game. And if I had let any of those people and any of those things stop me, you would know rumors. Because I could have easily folded. And that's why you got to believe in yourself. And you got to have the confidence. And that's why building your career one fan at a time becomes so paramount to who you become, because fans make you fearless, because you know there's always somebody out there that's going to love your music. One people become two people become four people become 16 people become what 16 160 200 256, and before you know it, it's growing. The multiplier just keeps going and going, and you become stronger and stronger. And that's what happened to me. So the things I'm saying to you aren't things that I'm just saying to you. Well, I was right. That was 16 times 16 becomes 256. Yeah. You see how I did that in my head, Mike?
Very good.
But I believe that every artist on the planet can exist, be successful, and have a wonderful career. But I also believe that every artist on the planet isn't bought into their career for the right reasons. To do this to be rich isn't the right reason. To do this to be noticed or to be popular isn't the right reason. See, when you do this, you got to do it because you love it. You got to do it because it's how you breathe. You got to do it because you understand the responsibility of music to the vibration of life. And if you do it for those reasons, you will find success, and success will find you, because you will find fans, and those same fans will find you. So let's talk about, how we do this. So a lot of people want to get on radio, and I hope you guys have your pens and papers out, because these are things that you should know. If you want to get on radio and you don't have a big budget, let me tell you, a small budget for radio is $60,000. Okay, I'm talking about commercial radio. You have to have at least $60,000 to make it into the top 20. If you want to make it into the top 10, you got to be prepared to spend $125,000 per single. Most people aren't ready to do that. They don't have the wherewithal to do it. We're small potatoes. We're not doing that. So guess what you do? You go to a company, go to a website, musicsubmit.com. musicsubmit.com. You upload your music there, and you can either pay $100, $125, $200, or $300 or something, but it will submit your music to radio stations all over the world. So Music Submit, and now radio stations may or may not pick you up, but the ones that do, you follow through with them, you send them a thank you, you make sure that you interact with them. Also, you want to register your music at soundexchange.com. You want to enter your music as the recording artist and as the master owner. And every time your music plays somewhere over the internet, you're going to get paid as a performer and as an owner of the master. Now, there are little dollars in the beginning, but they start to add up. And if you're a songwriter, you want to be signed up with one of the performing rights organizations, or people call them PROs, which is just the initials of Performing Rights Organization. And they are CSAC, ASCAP, or BMI. So you have to be signed up at CSAC, ASCAP, or BMI to collect money from radio, whether digital or terrestrial. And to collect money as an artist and master owner, digitally or otherwise, you have to be signed up at Sound Exchange. So I'm a BMI rider, but you can go whichever society, BMI, ASCAP, CSAC. So now you've got your music at musicsubmit.com. You're signed up as a writer at one of the performing rights organizations, and your music is registered at Sound Exchange. When we come back, we're going to talk about how to get these revenue streams working in your behalf. My name is Jay King, and you're tuned into the Jay King Show at KBLA Talk 1580. We'll be right back. How was that?
Really good. Good. So Jay, is it all of ASCAP, CSAC, and BMI, or individually? Can it be any?
No, you
or
can
all?
only be at one. You can only be at one of them.
I can't sign up for all of them?
No, cannot. They're all the same thing. If you signed up for all of them, they would all be chasing the same money, and no, you can't. It's against, if you're already registered at one, the other one will already kick you out. Because
Which one do you recommend?
Huh?
Which one?
Any of them. So they're all the same thing. For me, it's according to style, who you like best. I signed up with BMI because it was the first um one I came across when I first came in. And then they had a black guy there named Dexter Moore who really engaged with me. Um, you know, um, 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 you know, they really engaged with me, and he became a good friend of mine.
Yeah, so it's really a comfort level.
Yes, that's what I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. This next segment, can we go 9 minutes?
Yes.
And then you're gonna have 2 4.5s.
Okay. You ready?
All right, Jay King. Yep, you're on.
You're tuned into. I'm sorry. You're tuned into KBLA Talk. Okay. You're tuned into KBLA Talk 1580. My name is Jay King. We're talking about building your fan base, or building. I'm sorry. We're talking about building your career one fan at a time, and how important it is today to understand that as you start to do this, you need a plan. And as you build your plan, you need to do a couple of different things that's going to make sure that you are legitimate. Okay, I'm gonna say that. Yeah, legitimate. As an artist, you have to have one of the writing societies if you're a songwriter and publisher. So you can't sign up to all three or two. You can only be at one. And it's a comfort level, which ones you're comfortable with. You can call in, you can go read about them. They basically do the same thing. But that's how you're going to collect your money from what we call performances, whether it's on the television, whether it's on a radio, whether it's in a movie, whether it's over the internet. These are the people that are collecting your performance dollars. They're not a publishing company. Some people say it's a publisher. They're not a publisher. They are a collection company for publishers. So like I have J King 4 Publishing, And J. King 4 Publishing gets my royalties for J. King the writer. And then J. King 4 Publishing takes its half, and then it'll write me a check to my half. And so if I had an administrator, somebody who administered my publishing, they would take they would make sure that um, all of my songs were registered correctly, and they would collect that money, and then they would take a small fee, 10-15% as an administrator, and then pay my publishing portion to my publishing company and my writing portion to me as a writer. But you got to have them. Another thing you got to have is you got to have sound exchange. Make sure that you're doing these things, that you have sound exchange, that you register your music when it comes out, that you register your music at Sound Exchange when you release it. And you can use cdbaby.com or some of these. There are a lot of different places that you can use as an aggregator to upload your music, to populate all of the different streaming services and places where they download music. But let's get into the part that you, as an independent artist building your career one fan at a time, that's the big picture. The small picture is right here. I need to engage you as an artist. I need to engage you as a supporter, as a fan, as someone who enjoys my music. And sometimes we don't know how to start off small. We want to make it too big. So if you have a handful of people, 5 people, 10 people that are willing to contribute to what you're doing musically, and let's just say that they decided that they were going to contribute $100 to you to help you with your single. Well, 10 people equal $1,000. So you can take that $1,000 and those 10 people, and you can ask them to invite 10 people to an event that you're going to do in somebody's backyard, in a small club or whatever. And you could tell them that you need them to collect $40 from each of those people. Now you have 100 people, because 10 people bringing 10 people equals 100 people. So now you got $4,000. So you just took that $1,000 and you marketed, you promoted, you let people know, you made phone calls, you made flyers, you made a recording, you did everything. You took that $1,000 and you just turned it into $4,000. And now you take that $4,000 and you say, I need to build my image. So you go find you a photographer for $300. You go buy you a wardrobe for $300. That's $600. Now you have $3,400. But now you have an image. You just created an image for yourself. And, because the photographer had a little style about him, you already had a little style about yourself. You're a recording artist. So now you have $3,400, and you got to go mix this record that you want to put out. So it costs you $300 to mix the record. Now you got $3,100. Now you got to get it mastered, and you got to get it mastered because you record and mixed. And so you got $3,100. The master and mix costs you $400. Now you have $2,700. But guess what? Now you have a mastered and mixed record. You have photos. Now you got to go make the cover for the single that you just recorded. You got $2,700. You're going to get somebody for $100 to make your cover. Now you at $2,600, and you have your product ready. You're going to spend $500 to make a video. Now you're down to $2,100. You got $2,100, and you've got your video, you've got your product, you've got your cover, you've got everything. It's mixed, it's mastered. $2,100 in your pocket. And now you can go to Music Submit, and you can, for $200, you can have your music sent all over the country. Now you got $1,900. You got $1,900, and and you need to get some 8x10s because you can sell them for $5 when you sign them, right? So now you go get you go get it. 500 of them gonna cost you $200. Now you got $1,700. You want to you want to sell some CDs because you just, that's what you want to do. So you get 250 CDs made in a little pouch. Gonna cost you about $400. Now you got $1,300. Now you got product. Now you got 200 pieces of product. You're gonna sell them for $10 each. That's gonna make you $2,000. So you're gonna so now you got to think, but you got this 1,300 sitting here. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? You just started. You started with 10 people. You started with 10 people who invited 10 people. Now, those 10 people that you started with, those are your super fans. Those are your John Beckmans and your Jeff Carlins and your Greg Horsleys and your Janet Marie's. And those are the people that everywhere you are, everywhere you go, your snitchy Smurfs, they're where you are all the time. Everywhere you are, they're there. One fan at a time. Respecting, appreciating, loving your fan base. And what they'll do is they'll love you back. You're just getting started. You're tuned into the Jay King Show at KBLA Talk 1580. We'll be right back.
Good, Jay. Thanks. Got it.
You ready?
I am. I'm ready when you are.
It's the Jay King Show, KBLA Talk 1580. I'm Jay King. I hope you're enjoying the show. More than anything, I hope you're understanding that there's an ecosystem that you create when you start to do a process that includes you from the very beginning, that is your DNA, that is going to be the reason why you're successful or why you fail. Your DNA, your commitment, your diligence. It'll be your discipline. It'll be your belief. It'll be your willingness to be open to the possibilities and to be shameless and fearless. See, sometimes people, their ego get in the way. They don't want to do what I'm talking about doing. They feel like they're too above it. When you want to build something, you got to get so low on it that when you start to lift it up, it ain't nothing. There's no space between you and it. If you're above it, if you're too big for it, it's too disjointed. Audience won't trust you. They won't believe in you because you don't believe in you. They won't feel the earnestness of it, so they won't give you their hard-earned cash. The reason why they're willing to do it is because they want to patronize your art, because they love the fight in you. They love the genuine love of art. There's a guy named Sean Rayford. Anytime I can do anything for him, it's my honor and my privilege and my pleasure because of his humility, because of the way he does what he does. Because there's no shame in this game. He'll play right now in this room with just me and him as though it's a concert hall filled with tens of thousands of people. You got to be bought into it like that. You have to know who your audience is and why they are connected to you. The only way you know that is by honestly and earnestly building that fan base and remembering who you are, where you came from. Now, we got to talk about merchandise and apparel because that's a revenue stream. We got to talk about touring, doing dates. Now, because you don't have the financial wherewithal to go out and tour, you got to start making some house parties. So, I would call Tim. Hey, Tim, can I have a house party at your house? Do you think you can get 15, 20 of your friends to come check me out? And I'd bring my own little system and I'd do my house party at Tim's house. And then I called John. Hey, Beckman, can I do a party at your house? See, you got to be inventive, creative. You have to be a visionary. You have to believe in your dream. You got to believe in what you're selling to people. And that is your love of music. When we come back, we're going to end this thing. And I know that I'm going to have to do another part to this show because this conversation ain't a 1 hour conversation. This is the Jay King Show. You'll be right. This is the Jay King Show, and we'll be right back.
Great. Cool. Good info.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess one more segment, 4 minutes.
Okay. You ready?
Yes, sir.
It's the J. No. It's the Jay King Show at KBLA Talk 1580. I have to talk about a few things really fast. Social media and websites and why they are so important. Why you have to build a real social media presence, because that's where people are. You have to go where the people are. You can't say, well, I don't do that. I don't want to do that. I don't like that. I don't care. You have to have a social media presence, and you have to have a website that's interactive where people can find you if they want to find you. No matter if something goes down, if something happens with a social media platform, that your website is always there for you. Don't pay people to populate your social media pages. Don't use campaigns to build up your streaming. Get your fans to write reviews about your music on their page and then send those reviews to you and allow you to use them in your advertisement. Get your fans to share your posts and to share your music. Get your fans to become part of your team. Learn your audience, their likes and dislikes, and build your career like you're building steps. Build them like you're building steps. Be consistent, diligent, and disciplined. I can't say it enough. You have to be ready to sacrifice and suffer if you want success. Be mindful of the presentation of your artistic talent, how you're presenting yourself to the public, especially your public. Don't be afraid of radio, whether it's online radio, college radio, terrestrial radio. You want your audience wherever you can find them. Understand the importance of imaging and start to identify revenue streams. One thing that I always do is I will put, I get these oversized sticky papers that I can put on my wall, and things that I need to do, I write them down. I'm always reading, I'm always studying. Look, I still have $1,300 that I haven't done anything with yet. So, and remember, I started with 1,000. I got 10 of my friends to give me $100 to be a patron of my art at $100. And then I asked those same 10 friends to invite 10 friends to an event to see me. And I made $40 a person. I made $4,000. And I took that money and I started building my fan base. Repetition is what is going to make this happen on a consistent basis. You can't just do this one time. You got to do it over and over and over and over again. And after a while, what will happen is repetition will drive itself. I want to say thank you for tuning in to the J. King Show at KBLA Talk 1580. If you want to hear more of my show, to follow me, download the iHeartRadio app and then search for The J. King Show. And all of my shows that I've done in the past and what I'll do in the future will be there. So if you don't catch me live, you can catch me on one of the, listening to it after it's been posted. My name is J. King. This is the J. King Show at KBLA Talk 1580. I'll see you next time. What's up, Elijah? How was that, Mike?
Good, thank you. I got it.
Okay. Yep. So now if you guys want to say something, Jay, I love your music. I follow you because you are a man of your word and how you present yourself, and always followed your lead when you were teaching us how to break dance. I thought you were the most awesome person in school. Thank you, Nathaniel. I appreciate that. Pete Velasco, I'm glad you're here. Pete, more than anybody, I hope you heard this, because if there's ever an artist that I think the world should hear, you are that artist. If there's ever, thank you, Greg. If there's ever somebody that I think, hey, Joe Levy's another guy. Is that I remember Joe Levy some 13 years ago, sending me a song called I Heart You. And I listened to it at that night. And hey, Roger, thank you for being here, man. And I that night I listened to your record all night, and the next morning I played it on my morning show. And I said, and you asked me who could do the song. I said, who's singing it? And Joe Levy said, I am. And I said, then why won't you sing it? And he said, man, I'm too old. And he was 50. And I think I cussed you out that night, Joe Levy, and said, nigga, if you think you too old, that's ridiculous. And now Joe Levy been nominated for a lot of different awards, nominated for Best Male Vocalist at the Greater Sacramento Urban Music Awards, Best Album, Best R&B Album. So there are a lot of great musicians. I love great music. I love listening to great artists. I listen to you guys at night when I'm going to sleep. TJ Gibson. When I heard Change and Choose You, the conviction that you sung it with, that is what made me. He's nominated for Record of the Year for Change, and for you got a couple of nominations, 3 or 4 different nominations. So this is what we're supposed to do as musicians, especially those of us who've been successful at this. Our job is to give you everything we've got so that you can continue that climb, especially in the space we're in now. Because a lot of people believe the record business is dying or dead, and neither is true. The record business is very much alive. It's very, very vibrant. But it's up to you. It's up to you to figure out how to engage with your base, with the people that are going to support you and love you. And and I'm gonna tell you, it's not as easy as I'm saying it. It's hard work. There are a handful of people that will be able to support you at the level that you need to be supported. But as your circle starts to widen, as your reach starts to get deeper, those twos and fews, they become more and more because you get out of the circle that you're in, and you widen your reach. But it's a process. And the more you take your time and start to understand it and know that there's no clock ticking on you and that you're not competing with anybody except yourself, how hard are you willing to work? How much time are you willing to dedicate? How much sacrifice are you willing to make? How open are you to possibilities so that as opportunities come, you don't run from them, but you run to them, that you can recognize them, that you understand them. I've talked to people that aren't doing anything, and I say, "Hey, man, so and so want to give you X amount of dollars," and they'll say, "Man, I can't do that for that." No. Oatmeal is better than no meal. That's what my dad used to tell me. Some of y'all better start getting used to some oatmeal. Or what I'm saying to you about building a fan base, about creating your plan, about building your business, it won't happen because you'll be haphazard. This doesn't happen just because you rolling dice. This happens because you're meticulous, because you're crafting it, because you're building this house. You got to look at your career like building a house. And if the foundation of the house ain't solid, I don't care what you build on top, it's falling. It's going to get crooked. It ain't going to, there's always going to be a problem. What I'm talking to you about is building a solid foundation. Build your house on a solid foundation. And anything you build on top of it, you can tear it down and put something else up in it. The foundation is there. When I look at guys like Joe Levy, um, Sean Rayford is doing it. If there's a blueprint you want to follow Sean Rayford. But when I look at guys like Pete Velasco, Joe Levy, Lucky Witherspoon, um, uh, T.J. Gibson, I look at you all and I say, man, you guys have to really look at some of the things that you're not doing, and say, I have to get better in these areas, and then start to learn things that you don't do right now. And I've heard people say, well, that's not my forte. Okay. Then stop, because it has to be part of your forte. Your forte has to be that you learn these things or that you build a team around you. And in the beginning, you can't build a team around you because you don't have the financial wherewithal. So you got to learn how to do it yourself. This summer, I think I'm going to do live unplugged performances. I think I'm going to create a very sophisticated, tiny desk in my backyard with cameras and everything, and do tiny desk performances in my backyard. I have a beautiful backyard with water and all that. innovation, creativity, vision, possibility. If you want to build a fan base, you better know those words. All right. Anybody else? Any questions? Wow. Eddie Fluellen just died from Switch. Dr. Dre just sent me that. Dre Hines just sent me that.
You were being asked, what does your shirt say?
You are the money.
You are the money.
Right on.
That's what my shirt say. That's my shirt says. You are the money. All right, you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. I think I'm gonna do a second part to this next week, Mike, and just really get into, because now that we got some money, we got $1,300 and we got this $2,000 that we're gonna talk about next week. All right, you guys. We good, Mike?
Sounds good.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
All right.
I didn't realize my mic was on the whole time. Yep, great stuff, J. King. Love it.
Thank you, sir. All right.
Good info. All right, take care. Peace.
Peace.